This is my Pace RC 627 hardtail, and I'm about to do something stupid with it. I've actually worn through the black anodizing and I'm starting to wear into the stanchion tube there, and we've got like all sorts of goo and oil squirting out of the dust cap, dust seal, whatever you want to call it. It's the same on both sides, so time for a change. Now, I don't service anything, as you might be able to see from the play in my bottom bracket here. I just ride things until they're broken, then replace. The same can be said for my dropper post. This is nearing the end of its life and it's got quite a bit of wobble in it. Things are so bad, I've got fork oil running down my mudguard. This bike gets ridden 4 or 5 times a week, so I don't really do much cleaning either. Probably adds to the problem. So yeah, I've abused my forks, but Strava tells me they're 5 years old and they've done 20,000 miles of hard riding. They have been apart once and serviced once, and that was because at Bike Park Wales I overshot a tabletop and landed about 8 foot to flat and bent a damper rod in the fork, and that's the only time these forks have been apart. They've never been serviced. But now I've put on something else. I've put on my bike packing forks. They are suspension adjusted, so the geometry is still correct, and they're about 300 grams lighter than the forks I've just taken off, I think. Anyway, let's go for a ride. So let's drop in. This is going to be a test of my 54-year-old body and GoPro Hero stabilisation. Sorry, there's a lot of mud flinging around, and instantly remembered I've forgotten to put my clutch on the neck. There's a load of bikes there and no people. Taking it easy on this run. That's gone wrong. Go on, clip in. Through the trees, I don't know whether you're getting splattered with mud or not. Braking bumps. Bad news on a rigid bike. There we go. First run. Slow and messy. And you might be blind. Right, first things first. Put my clutch on while I'm thinking about it. Oh, it's already on. That must be the extra chatter from no suspension causing that noise. Climbing back up to the top to start another trail. So riding a rigid fork takes me back about 30 or 35 years ago. I had a dark metallic green clockwork orange with a Kona Project 2 fork on that bike, and I absolutely love that bike. And at about that time, elastomer forks were starting to appear on the market. I bought a carbon one and soon found out that with elastomer forks, whenever the weather changed, you had to change the elastomers, because in cold weather they got stiffer and in hot weather they got softer. So every pre-ride was a guess at the elastomer stack you needed to run to get the optimum suspension. Right, I've had a glug of water, so let's get into the next trail. Oh, mud in the eye. Hope you can still see. Whoa, oversteered that. Going up there, and there, little log drop. Oh, that's getting lower. Another log drop. Getting lower as well, actually. Oh, whoa, that was good. Oh, up. And back out, climb up again. One of the benefits of the rigid fork is how constant the bike geometry stays. So it's not like riding a stapler where you're constantly diving through 150, 160 millimeter travel, which I'd normally run on this bike. And it's surprising how much subconscious effort you put into maintaining your body position on the bike to keep it weighted nicely because of the geometry changes. None of that on the hardtail with a rigid fork. Let's get into the third trail. Oh, it's a bit sloppy, the ground here, so flinging mud away. Front wheel sliding. Right. There's some roots here I'm going to pick my way through. I've been off on them too many times. Ooh. Braking bumps. They're not very nice on a hardtail, fully rigid bike. One more braking bumps, they're horrible. Sketchy. Ooh. Yeah, accomplished. That was nice. So one thing that is obvious, drops are okay, bumps are okay, roots are okay, braking bumps are just terrible. But then they're terrible on any bike, so no change there. The rigid bike really puts you back in touch with your trails, reacquaints you with every root, bump, rock and bump. I've already said bump that there is. It turns your boring trails that you ride every day back into something of interest and mild terror, because you can't brake properly with a rigid fork simply because your tyre is not tracking the ground. On the front it's pattering across it, quite often it's skipping sideways, and it's very easy to overwhelm your front tyre. So riding a rigid bike really does teach you a lot. Right, here's the start of the next trail. Oh, it's a bit slippery. Oh, mud in the eye when I don't need it. Breaking bumps. Yeah, come on, fast speed, Mingmon. Not flipped in, so missed that. Right, now we're into that. There we go. Boing. Oh, I felt the camera bounce then. Modern tyres with their thick sidewalls mean that I can run 16 psi front and rear and not have a problem. 30 years ago we were running 1.8, 1.9 wide tyres with, I don't know, you should put 35, 40 psi in them just so that they would stay inflated from pinch flat. Pretty boring fire road, not fire road, fire brake. This and this, but it's just nice, so do it. Whee! Sniffy nose. Ooh. I'm wishing I'd brought some money with me now, because I quite fancy sitting in the beer garden, having a beer and admiring my bike. Anyway, thank you for watching. See you again soon. Bye.